Good afternoon, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, and welcome to another Spring Tournament 2020 match between, on the left-hand side, our tracking phenom, Dani3883, up against a newer opponent, UrielManX7. But I want to bring in the broadcast booth that will be joining me also. Caleb joining me. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, Dangwoo. How are you doing?
Oh, let me tell you, I'm excited. Danny's racing. I the Comet. I'm excited.
Yes, this is going to be a great matchup. So, like you said, on the left, we got Danny, the infamous tracker for nearly all things Final Fantasy Randomizer related, rocking the speed and power party with the fighter double red and the black mage, and UrielManX7, newer runner in the community with his own custom-made sprites, running Fighter Thief White Black. How do you feel about those party comps, Dangwoo?
I mean, I'm always a fan of the anything with a thief. I'm more of a Fighter Thief Red Black, but he went White Black, so it's that works too.
Yeah. And we dropped the gate. We're going to see what kind of magic we got. If there's something early in white magic that locks Danny out with the red mages, Uriel could have an early advantage here. If we see like a slot 2 fade in that level 1 white shop. But I've dropped the gate. We're going to get our runners going here in just a second. So we're going to get all the information we could possibly want.
Yeah, who's going to get the early advantage could make a big difference. I mean, it's not necessarily a huge advantage, but having, an extra red mage can be very, very beneficial.
Mm-hmm. And Uriel, our first stream up and running into the town. Going to check white magic first. Going to find locked exit. So huge play there. Danny looking at that might be grumbling a little bit. She's not a fan of the white mages, and we get lightning.
That black magic is awful.
Hold's pretty good. Hold an AoE stun spell could help. And being locked out of harm 2. So Uriel will be able to grab that harm 2 if he wants to. And we don't have enough for the end. So we're going to come outside and take a couple M fights and hope that... Oh, going to do an early bridge boss kill. Gotta love it. So
I mean, this is terrifying. The magic is awful. Imps could roll something.
He's going to walk up to Matoya's. I like this. An early check for possibly a canal, possibly some early money. Could have taken the boat a little. It might have been a little bit quicker, but he does get the bridge boss killed. So in case he has to walk over there, that will be a time save for later.
He's got to hope for a save item. Or a loose canal. Okay.
He gets the early canal. It's huge. So level 1...
Yeah, but he's got to make it out, though.
He'll be alright. So
it's a long walk, Caleb. I mean, that's not an easy walk.
He'll be alright.
Yeah, okay.
When the Gerwolf's got damage poison, that long walk gets a little bit longer and has to rename his party on the fly. And we're going full team on fire. So now
that's how much pain that damage poison did.
Screaming on fire. So we're gonna quick adjustment. Buy 10 tents. Buy all the tents. We don't want to waste all our money here. So we're gonna buy 11 tents. We're gonna go back and we're gonna buy a stay at the end. Alright, so Uriel, with a quick adjustment, he knows that canal is there. He knows that's important. Danny's taking on Garland, throwing some lightning bolts at him, gets him down, gets her level 2.
I gotta say, this is where experience helps out. Most runners would actually forget that lit is there is a damage spell, even though it's not lit 2, it's not ice 2, it's not fire 2 or nuke. But it still does the damage to kill Garland. And with hold and hold available and stuff like that, you could paralyze Garland and have an easy fight.
So we got Slab and Adamant from the King and Princess. Uriel saves that canal. and a much cleaner walk back. Gonna run from the imps. I would. Well, he didn't have enough money to get magic this time, so imagine now with that 714 gold, we're gonna come back into the black magic shop and we're gonna buy that lit across the board. But first, let's see what swords we got. Scimitars and falchions. That's pretty good. That'll be good for his fighter thief black-white party. And silver bracelets, nice find. Little expensive for what we're working with right now. Dani continuing to zap these sahags harassing her ship. And running out of lightning charges. We're going to be punching this guy off our boat for the next minute or so. But Delb, the black mage, recovers and fires off. I wonder if that Delb is a shout out to us, Dangwoo.
It might be. It might actually be.
So we're going to buy some pure pots. Uriel's going to save, and I would imagine he's going to make... We're going to equip those falchions. Equip that iron helmet. Might want to keep that silver helmet equipped. And we're going to save it, and I would imagine he's going to head off to the forest for a quick little imp grind. Get level 2. We're going to shoot lightning, and we're going to fire... And the imps with stone poison. So, 2 of the poisons out of the pool already.
Yeah.
Oops.
The Caleb rolled this, everybody. Not me this time. Good start.
The
The team dealt right there. Let's go.
Alright, so hopefully we don't see the we're going to fire off that harm too. So that's something that Dani did not have in her arsenal against these zombies, and doesn't see the fire 2, but level 2 black magic, we've got fire 3 and cake and quad X. That's pretty nice to see.
Fade is amazing. Unfortunately, makes UrielMan's white mage kind of not important.
Yeah. We'll have more casts of it than the red mages will. Or we'll have more casts quicker.
We got a confusion of Garland, and UrielMan gets the slab and the adamant here. So
Dani?
not much. Because Dani took that Sahag fight and had to kill it with lit 1 spells, actually lost a lot of the advantage that she had because of that fight.
Mm-hmm. Now this is the problem with the going across the board, is you might lose track of which party members are which, which is why typically the is usually a little bit better when it comes to the rapid party naming. But UrielMan through, and we get a canoe off Bicky.
Okay.
Uh-oh. So she might not find that canal. She might be thinking, you have all of the intercontinent available to you now. She could go to Ice Cave. She could go to the volcano. She could paddle all the way down to Crescent Lake. She might not find that canal until she gets a crystal.
I mean, so I have talked with Dani, and she has brought it up many times. She does not like finding the canoe before the canal.
Oh, not many people do with these flags.
And especially true when the canal is so easily found. It's literally like in your blind spot. It's so obvious in that blind spot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, she could end up going anywhere.
And Uriel going with the confusion on the pirates. Looks like it is 9 for 9, and the pirates are just going to beat themselves up and do a lot of the work for them. But Fade's going to come in and sweep them all away. So UrielMan playing strong here in the early game. Had a couple little hiccups early on, but playing strong now. And he grabs his canoe. Now he has access to the waterfall, the Temple of Ordeals. He has access to the whole world, having picked up that canal in Matoya's cave.
Yeah, all in center locations minus Lefane and Gaia.
Now, I think if I'm UrielMan, what I'm going to do here, once I buy all the magic I want, I'm going to head over to the Dwarf Cave, hope that adamant turns into either a ruby or a floater, and then proceed on out to Crescent Lake while Dani figures out her inner sea play.
It's I mean, the advantage is definitely for UrielMan, just because I think the Matoya check can be surprisingly tricky, just like the caravan is in our race that we did yesterday.
Yeah. You want to go there, but you often don't want to go there without the crystal in hand. However, the canoe makes it a little bit easier of a check because you can just pop right up from that dock and not have to go left and then go right and walk all the way around that river system. And UrielMan, at the 9-minute mark, I love it, is headed to the ice cave, or is he going to paddle down to... I'm hoping he's paddling down to Crescent Lake, because this is a very dicey play. Yeah.
Imagine if this leads the floater. The old man had the floater, and he just made this
The galaxy
10-minute
brain.
check. Yeah. Because most people would have gone to do the adamant turn in.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's there. You get the 5% extra experience. And then, you know...
And
probably...
all those tents he bought early on, allowing him to kind of save scum through this river system. Gonna keep the thief down. And Dani checking out the ogres. I don't think she's got the information on that damaged poison Gerwolf.
Now, I will say the only downside about UrielMan's thing is not able to take advantage of the experience that you can gain from this the river tiles.
Dani grabs a black t-shirt out of the dwarven closet there. It's a pretty good find. It's always, and hooray! And there's lazy dwarves. You're welcome, Dani.
Lazy dwarves.
Now we get the super lazy dwarves that lead to Key.
Ooh. Oh, that would talk about adding a lot more stuff. Herbs, so that leads away from Matoya's slightly.
UrielMan are rounding the bend, navigating through this little patch of woods, finding this group of old men just standing awkwardly in a circle, facing away from each other, and just hands UrielMan the paperwork required for promotion. So not a bad find. An extra little boost to his XP as well. We're going to hooray one more time. Check the armor shop. Kind of survey what we got there.
So what did the old men have for us? I'm sorry.
The old men had the tail.
Oh, okay. So good for both parties, essentially.
Yeah, that tail's going to be huge once we get airborne. UrielMan, where are you headed? He's going to head back up to where he docked his ship. So in the future, UrielMan, when you're watching this VOD back, on the inner sea, there is a river dock on the inside of that inner sea that might be a little bit quicker for you than kind of navigating the whole length of this on the water system with how hard Hydras can punch. And we're running low on tents now. Trying to find that good run in the encounter table.
Oh. Ooh, Dani's making the right call. Gonna go actually check out Matoya. So this is good for her. So now, okay, so if I'm Uriel on the way, honestly, if I'm going back to my ship, I might actually, well, no, because our saves are a little low. I was going to say, you could probably do a volcano armory dive, try and get in and out. But his saves are really...
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay. I was going to say, the cojones on UrielMan by going to the ice cave at the 13-minute mark at this level would be massive. But We're going to get our canal on Danny's side. And missed what the herb turned into on Danny's side.
It hasn't done it yet. She went right from the TNT to the the TNT or the dwarves over to Canaria, and then went to the toys.
So Danny's 2 Fade Casters going to make this early game almost trivial for her, unless the she runs into these Grimps with the heat and the Gerwolves with the damage poison, or the Imps with the stone poison. There's a lot of nastiness in the early game, which does not bode well for our Earth dive whenever we make that.
This actually, I want to bring up here, though, too. Danny actually has a choice now. With Fade level 2, we have Life Access. If 3 and 4 have Fast and Temper, that Black Mage could be, you and I could just be taking a dirt nap.
I mean, it's definitely valuable. So, quick recap. We are 15 minutes in. Uriel and Danny have been going at it. Pretty linear seed so far. We found the loose canal in Matoya's cave. The king and princess gave us access to the slab and the adamant. Adamant led to TNT. TNT led to the herb, which leads to the crystal, which negates Danny's hard work sailing back up. Now she's going to have to go double dip Matoya. UrielMan navigated the rivers to Crescent Lake and found the old men with a packet for promotion. And level 2 Fade is making Danny's life much easier, as she has 2 Fade casters, where UrielMan only has the one with his Fighter Thief White-Black. A question from chat: what does the black shirt do again? The black shirt casts the Iced 2 spell. And with Brack, Warp, Zap, and Fire 2, that's pretty good level 3 magic.
Warp allows us to get through Ice Cave if we want to be cheeky. We already have access to Exit anyways. No, Exit was White Box, so that's actually UrielMan that's got access to it.
We got Heal 3 available to the Red Mages. That's pretty good. And level 4, we've got Nuke. So Nuke and Fade. Level 4, level 2. Gave both of these runners all the tools they will need and no vendor item. UrielMan making good work with that Confuse. We find pro rings for sale for just shy of 11,000, so not the most expensive, but more than you'd like to see them.
With Danny spells, we've got, so Danny has Warp, that's level 3. We have decent ability. We have decent, not very great armor. I think Ordeals would probably be the better option, but Waterfall is possible too if we get good initiation on the Mud Ghouls and Nightmares.
If we picked up that Zap spell.
Yeah.
So UrielMan's skipping the 2 free chests here in the dwarf's going to grab his TNT. I'm going to go turn that in for his herb. I wonder if he's going to open these boxes on his way out. And, going to remember that we don't have the key just yet. Let's see if UrielMan knows his opponent and gives her, and he goes out of his way to find the Hooray Dwarf. UrielMan, man after our own hearts. And look at all those tents. UrielMan winning the early housing market game. Gotta love it. I think tents were 10 gold a piece, or 20 gold a piece. It's pretty good. UrielMan knows what the fans want to see. And Danny is just dealing with all these Sahags just clinging onto the side of her boat, just vaporizing them. They just want to ride. Just drop them off, Danny. They got their own crystals to turn in. And chat pointing out he still didn't check those 2 free chests, so no black shirt for him. but I would imagine maybe he'll check them when he goes back for the key item or the key lock checks if he makes that play. I like the way that UrielMan is save scumming. It will cost him some early levels, but it's helping him navigate it a little bit quicker at the cost of just a 20 gold a reset, basically. So
He's got so many tents.
yeah, it's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting here. I mean, the good news is we found a decent amount of early key items, so we're going to gain good experience. So taking some of these fights is actually really good. Ordeals becomes even better now because we're gaining a good chunk of experience, a bonus experience. Waterfall becomes good too.
Yeah, both our key runners sitting at 10 key items. When UrielMan turns in that crystal for the loot, he will have 11, having gone to Crescent Lake and picking up the tail. So all in all, pretty good. With the XP modifier being set to, I believe it's 5% per key item.
Yep.
So we're already at an extra 5 times 10, 50 extra, 50% extra XP already. It's pretty good. Dani making some last minute preparations, I'd imagine, before she heads out of the inner sea. She might take the boatway to Crescent Lake instead of the canal route, or the canoe route rather.
So I mean, we should point out. Okay, so Dani is basically the person that was taught by Lord Fizzlebeef, essentially, and Spellzap is also another somebody that has helped her out, and she is co-op champions from 2019 with Spellzap. So
yeah,
so she's under the motto speed and power, and probably a lot of the same stuff that Lord Fizzlebeef would do is never marsh, or like keep away from marsh, keep away from earth, gotta go fast, no white mages.
Yeah, and I think she's doing really well. I mean, she's come a long way. I remember it wasn't even a year ago before the co-op tournament kicked off, where she said that she was never going to race ever, and then participating in the co-op tournament with her partner Spellzap kind of helped address a lot of that anxiety, and she was able to race competitively, and like you said, is the co-op champion along with Spellzap. And since then, we've seen her engage in a couple other competitive settings, including the Duck Derby that just happened. She had a strong showing there. I believe she finished second or third overall. And now we see her enrolled in her first spring tournament, and she's doing great. And UrielMan, newer to the community, been around for maybe a couple weeks, and has really putting together a nice early game here. Running pretty clean. He's a little behind Dani, I'd say, but not by much, and that's pretty good. This is Dani pointing out the graveyard because she's metal like that. Probably wants to hang out in the graveyard of Crescent Lake, because that's where most of her parties probably are, in the Crescent Lake Party Planning Committee. But yeah, UrielMan, strong showing here to start, so I'm excited to see where these runners go. And Dani grabs her tail, so all things being equal now, Dani's level 7 across the board, Uriel level 8 across the board, so all things pretty even right now.
Yeah, it is pretty easy, and UrielMan looks like he's going to go Mars. So this is a gamble because we already found the loose canal. Everything's open to us.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, the nice thing about Uriel's Marsh Dive here is he has exit. Granted, Dani has warp, but warp was level 3. She has to kind of conserve those charges. She has 2 across the board for each one of her mages, but Uriel with that exit charge can get out there a lot quicker. So this is like you said, it's a gamble. There's a calculated gamble, but he's gonna buy some. Can't buy that many pures. Gonna load all our money into potions and alchemy. And chat pointing out, notably, her co-op partner Spells app saying, Danny, stop hard resetting unless you want to keep fighting these Sahags.
And they're annoying because they have hold like nonstop.
They just want a ride. Like, if she would just stop and let them get on the ship, you know, they're just water hitchhikers.
Looks like ordeals for Danny. I like it. This is something
Level
that
7
I would probably do with their spells.
And she's got 30 tents, so we got a housing market competition going. I love it.
I've never seen so many tents bought. I mean, outside of the ever famous Moist Mogwai versus Hangry Canuck, like having this many Outer World save items actually bought like this.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
It's also, you can see Danny's preparation in place. She's already got 99 heal pots. She got a full suite of 10 pures and 30 plus tents. Like, she's ready to explore. She's ready to start diving stuff. And Uriel coming around the corner, getting ready to head into Marsh. If there's a early loose here that's required, like maybe like a loose, I'm trying to think. The loose loot is worst case scenario. So finding the loot after that fetch quest is awesome with these flags. Like, the last thing you want to be digging for is a loot, because that thing could be anywhere. So finding it at the end of a fetch chain is nice. But I think if Uriel finds loose floater, loose oxyale, something like that, something that is definitely required down here in Marsh, that can be a huge advantage for him. While Danny's going to get a truck ton of levels burning through stuff in ordeals.
A ruby is actually pretty good too, because that gives you the ruby incentive, and then you also get 2 more because you get Titans and Sarda.
Yeah. Yeah, Ruby is super good with these flags. And Danny, utilizing those warp tricks, gets through the Temple of Ordeals pretty quickly and effectively.
Oh, what a run. First turn, ran away from those Saber-Tees. Those could eat you up quickly.
First couple boxes here, not much doing in Marsh. Light Axe and Katana and Dragon Armor, so pretty good in-game stuff there. It'll be better suited for Uriel's party, but don't want to see the man cats. Uriel also very well prepared for his Marsh dive here. Going to check these last 2 boxes. We get a house and a cabin, so he'll likely add those to his save item collection. Danny finding about 5k in a tent. And we're going to Marsh Bottom.
Yeah, and I mean, these Medusas are falling over quickly, and as you can see, man, she's up to level 9 now, so that makes Waterfall slightly easier and makes it even more better because we found the Oxyel. So 2 locations that are incentivized, and we gotta skip this.
Luckily for Danny, that fight is runnable.
The Team Delb right there. Caleb, you and I are helping out Danny. I hope we don't get called out for,
I was having a conversation with Spells app this morning about running in these flags and how good the Black Mage can be. And Danny proving it with what's happening right here on screen.
Yeah, I mean that's great. Spells wise, the Black Mage not overly great equipped for it, but the Red Mages have the Fade, so
Sun Sword, huge pickup for UrielMan here.
That helps a lot. I mean, it's not. It eases the pain of this gamble, but it's definitely not, enough. Unfortunately.
Yeah, we would love to find some armor down here. Nice gold bracelet, ice armor, something to throw on our different party members. But Fire 3 is going to do what it's got to do. Coming to the Oasis, no caravan item here.
I like that you checked it though. I mean, that's something that's very easy to forget with that dock being there. You know, it's the fact that you can go to that caravan. You and I seen it last night's race.
And
I don't want to say because I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I mean, that's very easy to forget about.
Uriel with the ambush on the Earth Elementals here, gonna take the fight, use his nuke, and gets through. So he's getting some good levels there. I hope he doesn't try to take it again. And we're rewarded with about 1700 or about 1800 gold. We've got 2 more boxes to check here, and we're gonna take it again. So
I'm honestly okay with this to a certain degree because he's just gonna exit out anyways. So as long as
now
they don't roll anything horrible, which they are, so you're not going to take any more of this.
Yeah.
You know, he's level 10 now. Now that, you know, just in case he runs into something nasty and ordeals, he should be a little better equipped.
Yeah, he does not have the benefit of the double fades that Danny has. But I like... Oh, he walked back. Go back, Earl, man.
Yeah, go back. That's kind of could be an important chest.
Yeah. So that room next to the incentive crown room also has one box that isn't linked to anything else. So we're just going to cross our fingers and hope that that's not a required item. Because he may not have the knowledge to know to check that box. But still not a bad dive there. Getting the Sun Sword, getting a little bit of money, getting a couple early levels.
Oh, Danny going to waterfall right away. I like it.
I love it. Early waterfall. That's something that takes me back to Spring Tournament 2019.
I mean, look, the Cinderella Man himself, SVJ, would be absolutely ecstatic over UrielMan's dive down in a marsh. It won him many matches. And it's, you know, I love it.
Yeah, no, it's a good play because it's one of those things that it's a gamble. It might not pay out, but if it does, it only takes a couple minutes to do, and if it pays out, no one in this tournament really likes going to marsh. So if something's there and you go there early, you have a strong advantage.
No, I mean, the only downside is obviously, Wall, he's picking up these spells, obviously. The Sun Sword, you know, that's a serviceable weapon for endgame. It's not very crit happy. It's like a 5% crit. It's not bad. It's just, it's just not enough to give up that lead that he's kind of given over to Danny exploration or, you know, exploring wise.
Yeah.
Levels Marsh does okay experience wise in my opinion. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a gamble, but I mean, the only way to scared money don't make money, Dangwoo. So if it paid out, we'd be having a different conversation here. But Danny finds the game clincher here in the waterfall. And I don't know how she didn't see those 3 mud galls when she walked in the room. They're pretty big.
They were just kind of hanging out. Zeus Gauntlet and our rod, so waterfall is required. We have to do that to get to Lich. Big money, no whammies for Danny.
Yeah, so pays out. And we're gonna drop one of our 22 tents on the boat and sail back down. I wonder if Danny, she's got the early brack, she's got the early warps. I wonder if she full clears sea here, or if she just does right side.
I think she has a chance. Was Brack available?
Yes. I believe it's level 3.
If she got it, I would do all of C. We haven't found any loose yet. You might as well do it. We found a Zeus Gauntlet, so we can take some of these fights in the C4 to gain levels if we absolutely need to.
And I think Danny just confirmed that our vendor item is in Gaia. And level 7 temper. So she will only get 1 cast of that post promotion. She'll only have one caster for that post promotion with the Black Mage. So the bonk will be important to her, I would imagine.
And I think actually the Black Mage can learn that too, because it's in that first slot.
Yeah. Or it's in the
So-
second slot. But I think the second slot's the one that they can learn before promotion at level 7 in OnRack.
Oh yeah, and as JLo points out, yeah, you definitely got to do the right-hand side for the mermaids, because that's where the incentivized chest is for this week, which is in mermaids. And there's a lot of free chests.
And we get the route divergence as UrielMan is heading to the volcano. I like the play. I've seen so many of these seeds roll with the loose and volcano. I think 7 of my last 9 practices have had a loose and volcano. Now that is 100% anecdotal evidence. Do not take it into consideration when playing your own races, but that's what I've seen.
Oh, no. I agree with you. I mean, that's how I was able to, we had a pickup race, and I was actually able to beat the front runner here. Spellzap is the loose ended up being in the red dragon chest in Volcano, and that was required. So
we got a question from chat from the Hangry Canuck. Good to see you, Hangry. We have asking who's in the lead here. I think Danny has the early exploration lead with checking Ordeals and Waterfall. UrielManX7 gambled on Marsh and it didn't pay out, but he's plugging away at the volcano. So with route divergence and no loose being found, it's hard to really say who's ahead here. But both runners playing strong.
yeah, I mean, I definitely like Danny's the positioning in the outer worlds, because unfortunately your UrielMan's ship is in the inner sea. It's going to be a little harder. It's a little more annoying. I mean, that's small routing things that you're just like, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but I do think outside of UrielMan finding a loose here, that's big time required. I mean, I think Danny's in the lead at this point.
Yeah. And there's the ruby for Danny here at the bottom of Mermaids. So good find there. That will get us access to 2 more key items. Question from Specty: what classes is UrielMan running? If Danny finds the max gold in Mermaids. Love finding that chest. So is a fighter. Is a thief. Is a white mage. And is a black mage. In that order. I hope that answers your question.
Fighter, thief, white, black, yeah. It kind of plays with your mind, because you're thinking that the one with the red hair is the fighter, but it's actually the thief.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this is armory now. Ooh, mage staff there. Okay, that makes Ice Cave a little better, because then your fighter or your thief in UrielMan's case can actually cast something to help kill enemies. Wiz Ogre's unrunnable. Funny.
That could be fine. We got the mage stick now. Wizards
I have
gazing at UrielMan's sprites.
right, just gazing at them, just like
It's ineffective.
these aren't the same light warriors I was told about 2,000 years ago.
Nobody likes a gawker. So just some money so far here. We got a few more boxes to open in the armory. I didn't see him check the long hallway chest on the right side, but we're going to exit out, drop a tent, and head back in. And the dreaded Canoe Gate chest, just having 4,400 gold. Not too bad.
Okay, she's gonna check this and then warp out, right? She's not gonna go on to Kraken's. I was like, please save.
Yeah. save the little bit of levels that you got.
So now, this brings it up. I know I'm asking this question here, Caleb, but now that we've found the ruby, we have the rod. Do you stay here and do it and check all the rooms going into Kraken, or do you go to Ruby and then do all that stuff in that in that section, because it's all interconnected? It's all in the same location.
The answer to your question is yes. I would clear left side C. We have level 3 Brack. We have level 3 Warp in case things get dicey and we need to bail out. We have life 2 on 2 casters. We may not have the levels to make this as comfortable of a dive as possible, but we have the resources to do this. That ice shirt is even gonna, or the black shirt is even gonna make it a little bit easier to clear through some of this stuff. The Zeus Gauntlet's gonna help preserve our resources.
And the Bane Sword on Kraken.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of options here, and I think with the Ghost being runnable, I think that cements it. Yeah, for sure. Clear it out, and you never have to come back to the Onrak continent.
Except for to get temper. If you really need one. Ooh,
yeah, I mean, you can also...
high speed fight, though.
You could also buy that on the way out. The Black Mage can learn that slot. It is the vanilla blind spell slot, which the Black Mage can learn, so she can buy that on her way out of here. The Red Wizard will not be able to learn that spell. And question from chat from Wab1024, good to see, but there has not been a loose item found yet, other than the Canal and Matoyas. Naga's a good fight to take here. They're pretty good for XP.
Yeah, so we're looking for Power Bonk, Thor Hammer, and Opal Bracelet. Those are the 3.
This box.
Yeah.
That box just usually has a loose item in it. Or a ribbon or something. That little out of the way chest. Alright, we're going to check the long hallway. Lobsters and sea snakes roll a little high, eating a fade. Black shirt's gonna come in and clean up the lobster. The last fade will. Yeah, but 40 minutes in, not having found a loose, and UrielMan with the heads up played just a reset. Didn't find anything there worthwhile. He did pick up the level 1 confuse, so he has a plan for a carry. So this could be his attempt at an orb too. So we could see near simultaneous orb lightings as UrielMan navigates his way through those lava tiles. I would like to let folks know that if they're watching this for the first time on the Randomizer site, there is an option in the fun % flags to turn off that damage flicker, so you don't have to feel like you're having a seizure when that happens.
Yeah, it is one of the nice features that our awesome devs have put in there.
And this big pack of Wissahags and Gersharks unrunnable, forcing Dani to get some XP before she goes further into this sea shrine. Gonna keep laying on. I like this switch up. We know we're close on the kill of the Gershark. Let's stop casting real spells and keep using items. Preserve those resources. Dani playing very smart here. Making a lot of heads up plays. And I missed it on Uriel's side, but something petrified him.
It ran into a Gur worm. Annoying.
That could be scary come TOF. We find the 4-pack of those. So Dani's got 1 box left here, unless we have a loose in TFC, and then we're in the bad times.
Okay, it's just a Black Mage, because the Black Mage, of course, you know, us, the Team Delve has no equipment.
Yeah.
You see how it is, Dani.
No love for the Delb. We're just here for your Fire 3s and Warps. It's cool. Yeah. We'll also be your Temper Caster later, but it's fine. And
it's fine, Dani. It's fine.
I mean, UrielMan makes it to the Agama floor, so no loose in C. No chime, no cube, so we're going to get funneled pretty quickly into the Earth Cave. Unless the Ruby packing the goods with Sarda and the Titan's Trove.
We got Ice Cave. That's incentive.
I didn't want to talk about Ice Cave after last night.
Oh, sorry. What? Just because I have a giant sign outside of Ice Cave says, "Come on down! I offer you lots of deaths. You'll have a good time." Ooh, Wizard Staff.
Wizard Staff, so another helpful win condition against carry here. So we have 2 dedicated Confused casters now. If UrielMan chooses to take that strategy on carry, it's very viable. And we're going to move it to the White Mage, so heads up play there for Uriel. He may be new to the game, but he definitely knows what he's doing here. Dragon Sword's a nice pickup for that Thief. Skipping that spike tile in the middle of the room, another heads up play here for Uriel. I love seeing the new players come in that haven't really been involved and watching them make the heads up plays, the little veteran moves. It looks like it's Gaze coming out from the Grey Worm. Grey Worm kind of high on health. We're going to confuse it.
It actually hits too. That's nice. It's going to beat itself over the head. Sweet.
Yep, we're just going to keep those strats going. So we really need that fire to wake up. And we're going to burn our only nuke to get through this fight. Don't fault him there for that. You got to get out of that fight if you want to continue diving down.
I mean, you definitely do, but I think a player 3 would have been a little bit better because you want that nuke for carry. If you're taking on carry.
Yeah. Although I think Ice would be your preferred spell of choice on a Grey Worm Dangwu.
You know what? Very true, but at the same time, I'm still saving nuke.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, hi there.
SpaghettiOs. I think we just found our next 5 minutes here, even though we don't have a whole lot of resources to do this.
We got a Sun Sword.
Yeah. Dani pulls Kraken. We're going to just throw 3 Bracks, and I believe she Bane Sworded with her fighter. So we're going full-on cheeky strats here. And Kraken responds by punching out Zap, throws out a fire too. It's not the worst thing in the world that can happen. Another Brack comes out. Another Brack. And a Bane. So 0 for 6 here. We're going to keep them coming. And Uriel switching up with the Mage Sticks. And the Wizard Sticks.
Oh, damage poison.
Damage poison comes out. Everybody survives. Bane Sword comes out. Dani relying on Crackness's vulnerability to stone poison and finally gets it through in the 11th hour. Dani lights her first orb at the 46-46 mark.
I mean, she always talks about anxiety. I mean, her anxiety had to have been off the, like, out of control right there, because when you miss that many Bracks, you're just like, was this a good plan? Was this a good play? And it finally hit for her. So it actually looks like UrielMan's going to leave the very nice 3-eye tile. Says, okay, I gained a couple levels here. I'm going to move on. I'm kind of on the same boat with Cheesenator. Maybe gain a couple more. I mean, it's just such a good experience fight.
Yeah.
And especially when you lost your nuke cast, I think that's the play.
Yeah, I think he's still in a good position because he'll take this fight again, come through here. And because push comes to shove, he could always exit out with that white mage and drop a house and then just sprint back down to carry. It's a pretty quick dive.
No, yeah, that's a good point too. Alright, so Danny doing the thing. We got Rod. She can do Earth if this doesn't lead to Floater, but I think by process of elimination, we're slowly getting to that point. Unless Sarda and Titanstrove gives us Chime and Cube together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be interesting. We still got Crown available. We got the Key, which opens up a big goose hunt, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And with Zeus Hammer, we've got Opal Bracelet and Power Bonk available.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of the gear in the pool yet, and the zombie detail also not terrible to find. Although it does look like they're pretty chunky. Gonna fire out a Fire 2. Sunsword will be effective here. Harm 2, gonna clean up the fight, and we're gonna find out what's in this red D chest. And we get a Power Bonk.
Oh, and he exited right away.
He did not find a house in that entire clear. Feels bad.
Yeah. I mean, if you were going to just leave anyways like that, I mean, I think I would have taken a couple more eyes while I had a chance. I mean,
Yeah.
the Sun Sword is powerful enough, but...
He could always do it again when he comes back for the carry kill and be in a little bit better position.
No, I know, at the same time, though, because if you do it with a 3-person grind, you know, that extra experience is going towards those 3 characters instead of 4.
Yeah.
I do realize that the Black Mage is kind of important because, you know, Temper is obviously Black Mage only.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess that's kind of a catch-22 there, where you're kind of darned if you are, or if you do it, and you're darned if you don't. Sarda with the bottle. Ice Cave could be holding it, or it's loose in Earth, or loose in Ice.
That one box that we left behind in Marsh.
Oh yeah, that too. Oh. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I've left a chest like that and I've remembered it, that bugs it just bugs me so much. I'm like, oh, it's got to be the one thing I need. I just know it. I hate leaving chests. So Ragnarok, the chest that UrielMan actually left was the one next to the Marsh incentive. It's that room to the right. He just walked right past it, went to the top right, and bypassed. So Danny's got a lot of options here. Gonna go Never Earth, which, I mean, I gotta admit, I kind of would like to go there at this point, just because it's there and she's there. But I totally understand going to Ice Cave, though, because we still have the one incentive left on her side of things to do.
I think this is Lord Fizzlebeef in her head saying, proximity routing. You're here. Knock it out. It's another orb. Sure, it's annoying, but we've got warp. We can get through this. And UrielMan making the ice play.
Block 2 available to our red mages. That's nice.
Invis, Cure 4 will be available for UrielMan. And the bottom slot there in level 5. And jeez. Danny dips out.
Yep. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, you know, but it's both of them are going to go to ice now.
Yeah.
For UrielMan, I mean, unfortunately, slowly kind of falling behind there because of the basically running with his tail between his legs away from Carrie because of that zombie D. I say that, but it's not really how that went. But
yeah,
he had to exit out essentially.
Yeah. Danny dealing with more hop-ons on her ship here. Gotta watch out for those hop-ons. I mean, look at the sprite. Like, they're literally hopping onto the ship. Or they're, like, being kicked off of the ship.
You know, I just want to let you know that I actually just fully looked at the Sahag sprites, and I realized that they have faces.
Yeah.
I thought the entire time they were just sea creatures, like literally the letter C creatures. For the longest time. I have never actually paid attention to the Sahag's sprite.
Public education system at work, folks. It's okay, buddy. I always thought the imp's ponytail was their face, and the black space beneath their ponytail above their head was the eyes on the imp sprite when I was a kid playing this game. It took until the remakes that I actually was able to figure out what they were. And Danny says, "No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to ice. I've had a lot of bad times at ice, but I'm gonna probably come down to Crescent, and we get the warp trick from UrielMan, and we get a crown."
I like the fact that he knows about it, and red giants with agamas. So I mean, we go from high experience eyes to agamas with red giants.
Yeah, this is definitely a fight you take.
If you can.
At least once. I mean, we got Fade, we got Nuke. We'll get through this.
Uh-oh.
Until the agamas show mute.
Until they show mute.
But we'll still get through this. The Sun Sword should take this agama down. Yeah. And we don't ever have to take that fight again until we get to the Temple of Fiends.
I mean, that's one advantage that UrielMan has over Dani right now, because I don't think she's found a ribbon yet, right?
There's more of those C-shaped creatures. That's correct. We don't have a ribbon sighting yet. I don't think for either party.
So, I mean, Dani has potentially a harder time getting out of that because of... Oh, no, it doesn't matter, because with Warp, she's only going to have to go through there once anyway, so...
Yeah, she doesn't have as good of a melee option as Uriel does, but finding a cabin, finding a heal pot, nothing doing here except more of those C-shaped creatures.
You gotta watch out for them.
I'm a C-shaped creature.
You are Caleb.
Now I'll never look at the letter C again.
You're Caleb, I'm Ding Wu. This is the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring 2020 tournament. And you all are watching on the left-hand side our trekking phenom, Dani3883, versus a new up-and-comer that has done actually a lot of sprite designs, as you can see here. It's been on a lot on our Discord.
Yeah,
UrielManX7.
Really impressive what he's been able to do with the limitations of the sprite editor for Final Fantasy 1. Pulling in those Final Fantasy 6 sprites and kind of hand-drawing them. And while our runners are doing this, I want to kind of quickly highlight all of the different races that we've got running today. We have 11 races in the spring tournament Swiss rounds happening right now. We've got currently, I don't know if the race is finished yet, but over on Speed Gaming Prime, we have Gouda632 taking on Durin, another newer player. We have this race happening here. Then later at 5 o'clock, off stream, we'll have Sea Leaf taking on Cinema Bee. So if you're on the Discord server, we'll be sure to send out a multi-stream so you can watch that race. At 6:30, we have X-Russian Bishop taking on Bratster. That will be restreamed by Dark Moon EX. We have Much Paranoia taking on One Fine Day at 7 o'clock. We have Elastoid and Life Reboot. I'm sorry, that Much Paranoia One Fine Day will be on Speed Gaming 3. Elastoid and Life Reboot at 8 o'clock on Speed Gaming 4. Super Pleb and Groggy Dog Speed Gaming 6 at 9. Ali's Song and Hypez Nova at 11 o'clock on Speed Gaming 3. And I think I missed a loose floater.
Yeah, it was in that 6 chest room where the Frost Wolves are usually at.
Ice was the play.
I would already be behind. I would be behind Dani right now because I would do Earth. Unless Earth has something that's required, like a cube or chime, which it could. I'd be behind.
Yep, so I'd imagine that bottle and slab turn-in going to be huge now. As Dani grabs her crown.
Now I'm hoping she does. I mean, I know she will because that's just how she is. She's very. How do I say this? Very
Thorough.
Yes.
Yeah. She knows not to stop opening boxes until she's hit her go mode. And she knows that she still needs a chime, a cube, and a key to get that go mode, which are very important. And we know that some of those locations are going to be floater locked, so that floater is very much required right now.
I mean, so one loose is already down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your UrielMan can make up some of the time here because depending on where Dani goes, Volcano could spend some time. I mean, he's still got to go through all these dungeons though, so yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Waterfall and Ordeal's super quick checks though. With warp, exit, the levels that he has, those will be quick checks.
Well, and C, all depending if he.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can go into go mode before doing C, that's good.
Yeah. Because the Ruby being just a power bunk, he won't need the Ruby once he gets the floater. The Sarda check will be enough for him. And there's Dani's floater. And UrielMan in the air, right around 59 minutes, 30 seconds. Zipping around. Getting that orientation on the map. Gonna go turn in the crown. I always forget that you can park there.
I mean, that's the same thing I was thinking too. I'm like, that's actually where you can park, and there's our cube. So, chime and key are only, or well, no, he needs the rod too. So
yeah, but the rod came from
an Oxio.
Sarda, I believe. So yeah, he's got a couple fetches to do. I think he needs to look into his menu and figure out what he needs to go turn in.
Rod was the robot.
Mm-hmm.
Ordeals gave us Oxiel. Right. Or the mermaids gave us the ruby, which obviously we don't need. And then this gave us the bottle.
All right. So
I can't believe I actually remembered all that.
Yeah. Dango and I operating without a tracker, tracking this stuff ourselves.
The team Delb in the house.
It's hard to track a race when your tracker's racing.
Yeah, right. Dani, come back. We need you.
So I imagine Uriel is gonna do this bottle turn in, probably do ordeals, go promote, and then head over to the waterfall area.
I mean, the one good thing for Dani here is she's not going to have to run into those C-shaped enemies anymore.
In theory.
Oh yeah, and we get their shop item here. That's the chime, so wow, sky is open.
Yep, so Uriel just needs the key, which could be the slab turn-in.
And that's go mode. That actually helps out UrielMan right now. I mean,
he still has to go to waterfall and ordeals, but if he puts it together that he is in go mode, that's could be a little bit of a time swing here. Question from chat: when did the tournament start? The tournament started on Tuesday, March 17th. So we've only in the first week here of our Swiss rounds. Lots of FFR action coming. We have 74 entrants. We have 37 weekly races every week, most of which we'll do our best to get restreamed. If you're interested in helping out to ensure that these races get restreamed, come on over, join the Discord. We're going to need all the help we can get with comms, tracking. If you got the means to do it, restreaming, we're going to need all the help we can get. This is the largest spring tournament we have ever had. I think there are over near 30 more participants than last year, which effectively doubles the pool from last year. Lots of familiar faces coming back to the community. Lots of newer players showing up. It's a pretty exciting time.
And for everybody out there, I just posted a link. That is the link if you want to see what the schedule looks like for the next couple days for you to easily see who's playing, when, where, or the general approximation. So check that out. Because we got tons of races. I think we got 10 races tomorrow that spread out almost the entire day.
Your race is tomorrow, isn't it, Dangwoo?
Oh, I am terrified.
Dangwoo taking on one of the old vets coming back, High Spirits. What time can they catch that match, Dangwoo?
It's at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is when we're going to be battling it out, and I've actually been watching him do a couple races. He says he's quote-unquote de-rusting, but I've seen some things that are... I'm kind of terrified, I'm not going to lie.
Question from chat from Carito, our SG helper restreamer on this. Thank you so much for helping out, Carito. Our next co-op tourney will be likely in the summertime, so we're looking at this spring tournament will wrap up mid-June, and we're hoping to have like a few weeks, maybe a month off before our next major event. And so maybe mid-July-ish, but don't quote me on that.
And because I just love the link stuff, I'm going to give you all the Final Fantasy Randomizer official YouTube link that we are working on to get all that centralized content if you enjoy Final Fantasy Randomizer.
And UrielMan makes it through the Pillar Maze utilizing Warp to get out and through. And we're running for Mancats, throwing out some caster items as we get out of here. He's got his dragon armor, he's got his katana. That's wonderful stuff that we can equip right away because he is promoted. Or is on his way to promote, rather. Dani continuing her clear of the Cardias, hoping to find that second loose item, hoping to find the loose key. And there's the Oxyale for UrielMan. A rod away from go mode. Or, I'm sorry, rod and key away from go mode. We know that the rod is with the robot. That key is either behind the slab or loose.
UrielMan made a very quick... that was a very quick ordeals.
Yeah, and I want to point out,
expecting that.
UrielMan shared with us prior to the race starting his nerves regarding this, that he was concerned about his time. He's been posting in the Discord that he's finally got a seat under 3 hours, and I was telling him before we started, I was like, you're going to be surprised at how fast you go once you start racing outside of a practice room, because you can see this, he is well on his way, an hour 6, just chugging along, keeping up with Dani. So this is it's a pretty good race for both of our runners here. It's going to come down, I think, to whoever finds that key first.
I must have... Okay, Dani doesn't have the cube. Is that the Lefane turn-in?
It was the crown turn-in.
Oh, so Dani hasn't done the crown turn-in yet?
No.
I haven't seen the cube yet.
Cube was from crown. Because UrielMan did that once he got airborne.
Okay, so she hasn't done it. Okay. Oh, and we've got a complete new sprite thing. Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
All right, we're gonna switch that katana up to the thief. Gonna throw away all these vendor swords that we don't need anymore. He's got the thief up front. Did not equip it. I hope he goes back into that. Well, it'll only take one fight to see him punch it with that thief.
To put that dragon armor with the knight for sure. There you go.
Yep,
Alright,
making these last minute adjustments on his gear, and the cube turn in, or the slab turn in, was the Thor's hammer. So Danny coming to the realization that the key is going to be loose in Earth or Sky. And hopefully not in that chest and marsh. That would be the worst possible thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say she doesn't have the cube yet, so she's got to make sure to do the crown turn in.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure she's just still routing by proximity. So when she, because she had already done the Melmond Continent turn-ins with the Ruby, when she got the floater, she went south. So whereas UrielMan went north to do the Sarda crown, all those checks in that area. So we're seeing a lot of proximity routing. This is a kind of neat route divergence. I'm sure both of our runners are going to get to that go mode in Topher pretty quickly. And UrielMan, unfortunately, going to come into sea without that key and is going to full clear it. Oh, okay, yeah. Temper was top slot. My bad. I thought it was second slot. So, Temper, definitely Black Wizard only. Black and Red Wizard.
Well,
no, Black Wizard only, yeah.
Yeah, Black Wizard only. They
get the Wyverns. Oh. Wyverns. They get the top slot in Gaia, that's right.
Yeah. The white magic here, though, in on-rack top slot, the Red Wizards can learn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be... Okay, so Sleep's gonna... We still haven't found any ribbons for our runner, so sea snakes are obviously annoying, as you can clearly see.
Mm-hmm.
UrielMan's going to run away. Still has to do waterfall, right? Because that's where Rod is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think needs to turn around, needs to do waterfall at least.
He may have forgot about waterfall. But or he might just be going, we're going to do Rodless Earth.
Oh no.
These are the new player nerve showing, probably. But he's going to translate his slab.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a heads up play to remember remember that you needed to do that, and B, actually doing it. Because usually I remember to do something like that when I'm like in the middle of a dungeon. I'm like, right, when I get out of here, I got to go do the slab, and then something happens in the dungeon, and it's just like, okay, time to go to waterfall. And it never happens.
Only learnable by the White Wizard.
Yeah. I would still pick up that Invis on the White Wizard too, but Lock 2, solid pickup. UrielMan aware of the lock strats and what Lock 2 can do. Gonna grab heal. Not gonna grab heal 3 for the knight. It's an interesting choice. Buy a bunch of nukes though, and looks like is Danny committing to? Okay. Here come the heal 3s. So both of our runners picking up some extra magic here now that they're promoted. We see them in like the preparing for their in-game routines.
Yeah, I mean, they really are, and they're hanging out in the exact same area here. Just like, hey, how's it going?
And Danny getting just trolled by an elf there, just dirtling all around her, keeps blocking her path, making her wish she had NPC guillotine.
But that would make her a murderer. We don't promote that.
It's not murder if they just go away for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They come back.
They come back. It's fine. I mean, the pro ring pickup's very important. That protects us against the death elements. And being able to pick up Life 2 and Fade, obviously, Xfer available.
So one thing I'm going to point out for Uriel when he comes back and watches this VOD, he bought Life 2, then bought Fade. Personally, I like to buy the Sweeper attack magic, so it's in the first slot. It makes it a little bit quicker to menu through in combat and then get the support spells in the second and third slot. So I would have bought Fade then Life too. Yeah, it's not going to save a whole lot of time, but it will add up a little bit over the course of a whole run. Danny gets the bad news that her key is loose out there in the world, and she's got to go find it. Good news is it won't be in a key lock check. Bad news, we will not probably see any key locked checks.
Yeah, not having the key makes it a little bit harder here. All right, Uriel, man, you've done a lot of
He's heading back to the Onrak on it. It's good. That's what he needs to do. He needs to go to the waterfall to get that rod. But he will also be full clearing C.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of wish he would have been on board the team Sky, because
yeah. But as far as he knows, he needs one key item, and there's still one incentive location left, and he hasn't checked. Well, technically two, because he hasn't checked Titans yet either. So he might be expecting a ruby here to lead to a key in Titans, but we know that it is the power bong.
I mean, for sure, if I'm in his case, I would be doing this. I mean, there's no way around it, because with Titans being there and the incentive location in C, that's where I'm going. I mean, unfortunately, that's...
Danny's still preparing herself for her final assault of the Temple of Fiends, or I'm sorry, the rest of the seed, rather, buying these gold bracelets. Danny will... So both of our runners now are going to be full clearing what each other have previously full cleared. So we'll see who can navigate their dungeon dives here a little bit quicker. Danny will also likely be taking care of Carrie on her way through here too.
Gur Sharks actually have a very high MDef, and the fact that Confuse hit is pretty funny. We're kind of in a weird pattern here, because we know, unfortunately, that there's not a whole lot here for our runners to do, but because of the circumstances, both runners have to full clear, because that loose item is required. It is the key. It's the only way to actually dive down into Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Yeah.
Because of that one locked door.
And UrielMan's still not equipping that katana. Wonder if he's waiting for the big dramatic flourish.
I'm definitely hoping that's the case, but equip that katana. You're missing out on a very good weapon there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is the reason why you bring a ninja, if you're bringing it, is for that katana and its increased run chance and initiative or luck or whatever you want to call it up in the top slot.
Yeah.
To help curve that, being attacked right off the bat.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any ribbons yet either, Dangwoo.
They're all in Sky.
I mean, at this point, or Earth.
I mean, if they're all in Earth, I'm just telling you right now, I am stacked in it right now, because I'm already telling you, I would have done Earth after that Ruby turn-in. And that's the only way I'm catching up to Danny in this situation, if I was racing against her, is if the loose key is in Earth with a ribbon or two.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's how good our runners are actually doing, or not actually, but how well they're doing is you know, I'm looking at it and I'm going, this is a very terrifying matchup, even if I was in this.
Yeah, we still haven't seen anything nasty beyond the early poison damage and stone poison in the first 5 minutes, but I'm curious to see how nasty this TOFR is going to be. And I know we're still a little bit of ways away from that because we still got to find that key.
I mean, this is going to be an explosive ending. I really do think. I think it's going to. If UrielMan can get that katana on the ninja, he's already got the better weapon with the sun sword. I mean, Danny does have the Bane sword, so that's not an awful weapon. It's kind of equivalent to the sun sword.
And exiting out after getting the incentive item and heading back in. So skipped most of the TFC floor. Look like. Gotta head down and do the left side. So gambling, orphaning some boxes.
Some would say a calculated risk.
Yeah.
Hour 20 in, Caleb. I mean, where would I mean? Would you have gone to Volcano, or do you think you would have gone to Earth or Mirage?
I would have gone to Volcano. So I probably would have done the Volcano play when UrielMan did it.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the incentive locations on the table. Like after Ice, I would have gone to Volcano. And then I probably would have done C and been in an awkward spot of Sky versus Earth. Both take a long time to full clear. But Earth doesn't have a whole lot of boxes to open. So, but it's one of those things that's like, it's the better probability to go to Sky. But that's the play everyone's going to make. So if it's about gambling, you know, you can see it on the layout. This is a casino themed tournament. It's about what gambles are you willing to make and whether or not they'll pay out. So it's a tough call, man. We still haven't seen Masa. We still haven't seen any ribbons. We haven't even seen the Vorpal. So Katana, literally the best in-game weapon that we found so far. No defense in sight. And I would imagine a lot of that stuff is either going to be in Sky or it's going to be in those key lock checks that our runners aren't going to make because they're going to get that key and they're just going to go.
Yeah, that's right, Gloomchew. We are in the very weird case of nobody went Sky. This is a very interesting one here. Nobody's gone Sky, and nobody's gone Earth, so...
Yep, and the only difference here in between our runners is UrielMan didn't kill Carrie when he cleared Volcano, and Danny killed Kraken on her way through and also did Waterfall. So once UrielMan does Waterfall, they're going to be kind of even. Because the dive down to kill Carrie takes 2 minutes. If that. You know, if you get a lucky run through, just stay on those lava tiles and you're golden. But Danny's going to get all of the spell charges for her knights here once she walks onto that 3-eye tile. I'm sure she'll sit here for a minute.
I mean, that's another thing that's actually to talk about here is because Danny's getting here later, does she maybe take more fights because she doesn't have a weapon? Or is she going to make a gamble saying, I will at least find a weapon later on? She's got to hit level 20 with those black mages, or her black mage, to be able to cast Temper. That's when the black mage can actually cast level 7 magic.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Delb has finally hit it. So there's level 7. So
There's one temper cast.
yeah. I mean, one temper with a Bane Sword, unfortunately, is not going to do a lot. It's under the same kind of problem that the Vorpal has, is it relies upon the crits, which is not great, and it doesn't have the max damage that like a Moss or an Excal has, so...
Yeah, and the time that Dani spends here grinding will be the time, if she stays here for any extended amount of time, is going to give UrielMan the opportunity to finish clearing C, because you can see he's keeping up with levels. He just hit level 20 across the board too. He will fall behind as Dani continues this grind, but he will get the Kraken kill. He will get the waterfall done, and Dani still might be here on these eyes. But when it comes to levels for this particular set of flags, Dangwu, where do you like to stop? Where do you want to be when you entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited?
If I got Masa, I want to be entering Temple of Fiends at about 22, 23.
Mm-hmm.
And then by carry, if I can, depending on the fights, like if I get a lot of green Medusas, or if maybe the worms rolled low or something like that, I might take some fights. But before carry 2, I prefer to get the extra hit, the 5th hit on the Masa, just because carry can be an annoyance, and if she rolls just enough hits, you know, you lose a mage randomly that you don't want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather save it for Kraken if I don't have any life casts. So, I mean, that's just my choice.
Yeah. And Dani's done with her grind. She must be happy enough with the levels that she got. Or maybe she's like, I'm going to hit this tile 2 more times on the red D floor, checking that box, and that'll be all that she wants. As UrielMan makes his dive down through the Kraken floor, we're going to see him pull Kraken. I would imagine we're going to see very similar strategies to what Dani did, except UrielMan's not going to have access to the triple Brat casts, but we'll probably use that Bane Sword and Brack with the Black Mage, while the Thief the Ninja and the White Wizard throw out some buffs. I imagine that would be his approach for this fight coming up.
I mean, he still hasn't equipped the katana. I mean, I don't mean to harp on it, but you take a ninja. Outside of the run chance, it's kind of useless. I mean, yeah, nuke is great, but the katana is so good for taking out fiends, though.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what he does here. We're coming in, we're healing up. Not gonna check our gear. Simultaneous fiend fights, so Wizard Stick misses, and we don't have Brack, so we're going full traditional fight here on Kraken. And as Dani nukes down Carrie and lights her second orb at the 126 mark, Lock 2's coming out, taking advantage of that evasion melter. We're going to Invis 2. We're going to fast that fighter, and here comes the damage poison. No ribbons. Kills the White Wizard. Fast lands. Swing with the Dragon Sword. 4 hits, 58 damage. Swing from the Sun Sword. 8 hits, 95. We're going to have to start... We're going to try to fast again. Unfortunately, that's not going to work. That will only work if Kraken had slow 2'd that night. So ineffective there with the second fast. A smaller swing. And now we're going to keep the Lock 2's coming. So looks like Kraken doesn't have too high evade. Now this Lock 2 isn't really going to work too much. Dark coming out. Free turn from Kraken 1. We're going to fight, and we're going to hopefully stand on that nuke pedal, because Lock 2 is going to stop working here pretty soon. We're going to keep the Lock 2's going, though, just in case. And Kraken 2 had, what, 500 HP? Very soft Kraken 2.
Same with Carrie.
Yeah.
Carrie 1 didn't have much. Obviously, Dani was basically at 2 nukes for about 500. Carrie's down. We find a ribbon in Mirage here, so Dani's finally got a resistance to all elements.
It's huge. Huge.
I mean, it definitely makes, if you happen to run into an unrunnable war mech, heaven forbid if it happens,
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit easier. And her levels are looking pretty good. I mean, we're up to 24. Definitely wish that we had the Masa here for that extra hit, but I mean, you got to work with what you got. Danny's got a Bane sword. UrielMan's got a Sun sword. That's what we found.
We got Team Sky coming out of the woodwork here in chat with Spellsap and the reigning spring tournament champion Crab Cakes. Good to see you all hanging out with us on this wonderful Friday afternoon. As Danny and UrielMan throw down, and honestly, I know we've been saying a lot about how these runners are working through the seed, but I'm really impressed with the way UrielMan's running through this. We've seen a lot of new runners come in. We've seen a lot of sort of like new runner quote unquote mistakes or things like teachable moments, if you will. And UrielMan running clean. I like it. He's gonna watch his FOD back. He's gonna pick up some tips, and I would imagine he's just only gonna get better and better as the tournament progresses. And Danny shaking off these nerves, trying to claim her first victory in the spring tournament.
Right? I mean, and
there it
Sky
is.
pays off.
Sky.
Yep,
And
go to
Danny,
Sky.
Gonna finish opening these boxes, look at her levels, and be like, can I make a Bane sword work?
So, now this is the thing. Yeah, exactly. The Bane sword. Or do we check? I mean, I think...
And Uriel gets his rod. So hopefully Uriel closes out this waterfall and beats feet to Sky. If he goes to Earth, it's gonna be Danny's race to lose at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to figure out how many more chests to check, because Fast is level 6, I believe, and then Temper's level 7, and we only have one Black Mage.
Yeah.
We haven't found the Power Bonk yet.
Yes, we did.
Power Bonk. Yeah.
UrielMan doesn't have it, but Danny does.
That's right. Yeah, because it's in Titans, right?
And so UrielMan still might be thinking that Titans has his key, or hoping that that's the case. So he may, in fact, go to Earth once he goes to Titans. So it's gonna be big decision time here for UrielMan. See if he is Team Sky, or if he's gonna fly south and go to the Titans, and that's what he's doing. So the Titans will get him the Power Bonk. Oh, we're gonna skip the Titans check, and we're gonna go to Earth. So unfortunately, this is gonna be a time loss here for UrielMan, unless he digs up 2 ribbons and Masa. If he finds that in-game weapon, that's the only way that this could swing it back into his favor. But Danny getting heated up by the slimes. UrielMan utilizing the resets out of the Earth 1, so another heads-up play there. Still would love to see him equip that katana.
Yeah, and I mean, with the levels, I mean, Earth really isn't a horrible clear when you full cleared. I think there's some people that have done the math behind it. It might add maybe 2-3 minutes, so it's not terrible, but he's running to the spike tiles while doing it. It's just unfortunate though that we already know it in the in the bird's eye view. And Danny's actually checking the Sky Floor 3 chests. I kind of like this because it's a lot of them, and we're looking for Xcale, Masa, or Vorpal. Yeah.
And when you were asking what chests would I check, I would think coming up through Sky, I would have checked probably right side of Sky 1, that cluster of like 6 chests there.
Yeah.
Come up to Sky 2, clear one side of it left or right, and then clear all of Sky 3. And if don't find something there, then I'm going to go to dwarves. I'm going to do Canary Lock, then I'm going to do Northwest and Elfland Armory. If I don't find another in-game weapon or handful of ribbons, there's a Vorpal.
Is she going to take it? She's thinking about it. Now, only downside is it requires
more levels.
Kind of, yeah, I mean, it requires just as many tempers, kind of, because it doesn't have a high base damage.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Maybe we get an upgrade. Oh, the defense sword.
So there's a win condition.
I mean, that's a huge room right there. I mean, the defense sword with a life to access knight, that gives us, as you said, a win condition where even if everybody dies, we can still keep. And she unequips the Vorpal to the ice sword.
Yeah, and we're gonna warp back and catch a man hanging out with his horse. I don't know how she didn't see them there. Like, those horses are pretty big. They're right next to the teleporter, Danny. Ice Shield's pretty good. I don't know if we picked up. I think we did grab an opal shield. So if UrielMan opens that box, that'll be pretty good. And we make the switch, equip the katana, drop that dragon sword on the ground, and organize our item magic a little bit. I won't say more efficiently, but for what he's trying to do, he's got 61 cabins. I love it. UrielMan buying up all the property he can. He's a homeowner.
Flip this house. FFR edition.
And he opens a house and a box.
I'm a psychic.
Alright, so Danny cleaning up her party here, utilizing some heal pots. Probably going to check these last 4 chests on Sky 3, and then make her way through the teleporter maze to the Bridge of Destiny, so you know what that means. It's time.
It is time for our Lord and Savior, the robot chicken Warmech. Come on out. We got to hope for it to,
get those bless RNGs in chat.
Grace us with its presence. Or with its presence. As much as, I kind of want it to show up, but at the same time, I don't want to mess with Danny, but I want my robot chicken out there.
Question from chat for a recap. Some stuff happened. 2 loose. We had a loose floater, loose key, both loose required. Loose floater and ice, loose key in Sky 2. And Danny's in her go mode. UrielMan lost the 50-50, went to Earth over Sky, and was rewarded with an Aegis shield. But both runners running strong. Nothing really scary happening. Nothing too trolly with the fetch quest. Everything was kind of straightforward. I'd say a pretty linear C for the most part. Yeah, we had some route divergence, obviously, but nothing too wild. No Masa, only 1 ribbon found.
Yeah, we have the defense. Yeah, we got the Vorpal. We have 1 ribbon. It's just
Sky 3 provided with the defense and the Vorpal. Yeah.
And Vampire. Oh, we got more houses. Uriel didn't actually remake. He went with a white mage originally with his party. Exit was only learnable by the white mage, but he just never he never changed. He was committed to the white mage the entire time.
Yeah, he did. It wasn't a reroll for a spell. It was he took an early wipe after spending too much money in Canary and not being able to save, and wiped on the overworld and had to remake in the first minute. So. And here comes the Bridge of Destiny. Are we going to get a robot friend?
No, but it's making me hungry though. Nachos sound amazing. I'm getting
pretty hungry too.
Those nachos.
It's almost dinner time. And UrielMan continues his full clear of the game. He's going to last location this key. And I think the best case scenario for him is that it wasn't in that marsh box that he orphaned. Although that may have been the Masa, because that is still eluding us.
I was gonna say, if this last 3 checks here in Earth happens to be Masa, that could be a big difference maker of sorts.
Yep. And Danny takes on Tia 1 here, throwing out nukes and fades and 1 Bracken. None of these fiends rolled hard. So all of them falling over with fewer than 600 to 800 HP. Danny lights her 3rd orb. Will come join UrielMan in the Earth Cave. But first, she's got to deal with these Ankylos sniffing around her airship. And
yeah, they're just kind of hanging out there.
question from chat: do the first version of the fiends affect the second versions? No, not at all. So the first versions of the fiends share a script pool that when you randomize it, they can all, their scripts can get mixed up between the 4 of them, and then the second versions of the fiends have the same thing happen, but the 4 fiends share a script pool with Warmech and Chaos. And we get a flame sword. We're going to check a spike tile, find some trolls. A little bit more money, and no Masa here on Earth, no Loose on Earth. We knew that the Loose wasn't going to be here, but now UrielMan knows it too. And here comes Danny. She's going to catch up to UrielMan pretty quick on this dive, as she's not going to stop to open anything. I'd even be surprised if she checks the vampire chest.
Yeah, she's... I mean, it's going to be quick. I mean, though... Volcano's going to be quick for UrielMan, but he still has to check, you know, all of Mirage 1, all of Mirage 2, which is going to have his go mode.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it's not like he's that far behind, but he's definitely a deep Topher wipe away.
Yeah.
And if Earth had the Masa, then I think the possibility of him winning goes to him if she wipes in a deep Topher, but because all he's got really is a Sun Sword,
yeah,
you know, it's not much of an advantage.
And
if anything.
Man, 1 shot's Lich with that Sun Sword. 256 damage on 3 swings. UrielMan lights his 2nd orb. So...
I'm teaching Danny right here. Hi, Danny.
Getting dang bats.
That's right.
UrielMan gonna... turning in the Ruby, gonna grab his incentive power bonk here and get the bad news. That he's gotta go clear out Sky. Yeah, if Danny wipes out hard and checks the free Asher box there and gets rewarded with an Aegis shield, that's worth picking up, because we only have the 1 ribbon, and that'll keep that fighter a little more viable through a Topher dive. Should we see the return of those stone poisons and glances and whatnot?
Oh yeah, I mean, I actually like doing that little check right there occasionally, because a lot of runners, when they're in go mode and stuff, will bypass it, and like you said, randomly you get an Aegis shield. I mean, I know we had Opal shield already, but having that pseudo defended knight from, you know, 5 of the 8 elements is quite nice.
Yeah, the poor man's ribbon with a pro ring, dragon armor, Aegis shield. It's pretty good. And checking the vamp box, getting the free house.
Oh, I love our Twitch chat and all of our the community members. That's great. And yeah, it's definitely 1 deep dive away. I think maybe 1.5. Just because I think Danny's just hitting the gas pedal here.
Yeah, I mean, the one advantage UrielMan has is that katana.
If he
Is
equips it.
Yeah. Well, he did. He did. He
Oh,
equipped
he
it.
did? Okay, cool.
Yeah, he equipped it back in Earth Cave.
Okay, so then I feel a lot better about if
Yeah,
if
he took
the
a minute
Danny
and cleaned up
wipes.
his weapon page.
I mean, I don't expect Danny to wipe, but I'm saying if she does wipe, then that katana could do some serious work with a lot less the tempers needed.
Yeah. And I want to point this out for UrielMan when he watches his VOD back. He had been posting in the Discord that he had not been able to clear a seed in under 3 hours prior to, I think, yesterday, and he got his first seed under 3 hours done. He could get this seed done in under 2 hours if he, makes all the right plays here and executes effectively. So, again, exponential gains here for UrielMan with his improvement here. Love to see it. And here we go. Danny just going to swing.
Cake.
She doesn't have cake, buddy.
Yeah, it does. Right there.
Oh,
Come
there
on. No, Zap, don't do it to me. Oh, it was a high roll nuke, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
And here we go. We're going to power bonk that ninja. We're going to swing. We're going to invis 2. And we're respecting carry here. Swing 4 hits 108. Invis 2 comes out. Fast comes out. Here comes the fades. There's the microwave. 163. 4 hits 445. Fade 115.
I mean, that was a sprite changed McCary. It actually looked pretty cool. Although, UrielMan, I am going to suggest, though, after doing an orblet, please save.
Nah, it's fine.
Don't even move. Just save, especially if your airship is not where you teleport out in Volcano. Please save.
Hey, I think it was a Groggy Dog in these. I think it was in the Duck Derby, this past Duck Derby, or one of the community races for Duckwing Showcase or something. Had his airship parked around the corner on the volcano and got into a fight with Grimps, and they had something nasty in their pocket, and it wiped him out, and he lost the orblet. So then I think it was Burt Reynolds, effectively called that the Rocky Dog Memorial parking spot.
Oh no!
outside of the volcano. So you always want to park your airship right in that bottom left tile of the volcano. So when you kill carry, that's where it spawns you, and you just tap A, and you're in the air before the screen transition finishes. And Danny coming into tow for 146. UrielMan headed to Sky, gonna hit his go mode real quick. We'll see if he ends up catching that defense sword in the. Oh, gonna do the slab turn in though. Still hoping to find a key here.
I mean, this feels weird. He did Earth, searching for all that, and he still had some of these stuff. Because if he would have done that slab, he might have done air instead.
Yeah. So I think it's just a process of his proximity routing that, But yeah, we had the slab early, so that's one of those things that you want to do as soon as you hit Melmond. That way, once you're airborne, you can just head right to Lefane. Gonna check the level 8 shops, find Pure, find Lock. We're gonna buy Lock. Might get a couple charges of it. Gets the Thor hammer, exits out, and we'll move it to the White Wizard to equip it as best in slot weapon that's not a Masa. Danny almost already to the Earth floor here. Getting good runs through this encounter table here in TOFR. Grindylicious joining us in chat. Another one of the newer players coming in, learning that there are level 8 shops in Gaia In the vanilla game, that is where you'll buy your Life 2 and Nuke. Crucial spells. Nothing. There's no speed bumps yet. And TOFR yet. Dani running smooth, running clean. It's about to hit her first ramp, though. Let's see how she takes this flight of stairs.
She's gonna give Lich the cake and should be set to go.
We got Scandronin in chat. Good to see you, Scandronin. I was watching you practice a couple of these flags. Fade comes out from Spells app. 143. Big swing from Fizzle. 4 hits, 280. Say goodnight, Lich.
That defense sword doing work.
Yeah, it'll get it done.
I mean, it's got a better hit ratio, so it gains its hits a lot quicker than the Vorpal, so... I mean, if she can get up to 29 with that Knight, that gives her 5 hits with the defense sword. That's something to look forward to if these fiends roll tough.
Mm-hmm. Dani clearing through those unrunnable Grey Worms. Making her way to carry 2. UrielMan gonna walk this out. Because he found that ribbon there, so... And Dani gets stopped by the Agama Petition Committee. Just like, do you have a minute to talk about the environment?
Unfortunately, though, she is using those fades, which are go with her life, too. I mean, it's not, you know, something to be overly worried about, but it could be something that could be worrisome later on if she keeps running these unrunnables and she keeps going with fade as she's diving down, and everybody is paralyzed. Trance is being played everywhere. Oh, no.
They just wanted to talk about the environment.
Is that what it was? The environment?
And climate change.
Oh,
no! And the Agamas have Nuke.
Are you kidding me? Stunned. It's coming out. Oh, mute. Dark. Oh, it's coming back around. Please, no. More trancing just in case. Oh,
so
Dani.
Remember when we talked about how nothing terrible had happened yet?
Oh, wow. I mean, we didn't see that earlier because remember she ran into them. What was that?
And
one
it's
tile.
Not
nice.
even the first spell they have either. So, yikes. Yikes.
I mean, and that's trance. So I mean, that's wow.
So let's see how she changes this up. So it looks like she's just soft reset. So she'll get a different encounter table here and hope that those Agamas rolled out of the pool now.
And I mean,
UrielMan gets a heal helmet. That's a nice grab for... oh, he's already got one equipped on the ninja. Gonna move some gear around, equip that pro ring, get that death resist. It's pretty good.
yeah, I mean, and the problem is that ribbon is useless. We're basically relying upon our MDEF because trance is non-elemental. They're unrunnable, and they seem to be able to take a fade shot. So, and there's go mode for Uriel. So I mean,
we're gonna, depending on how many times it takes Dani to get through this fire floor, UrielMan's gonna have the opportunity to catch up now.
and I mean, the one advantage is the fire floor is actually pretty small. So
yeah,
we should be able to get it through, and it really requires them to be very, very, very common. So, I mean, that's something. I mean, that's one thing we talked about, though. You know, a wipe away. That's about a half a wipe away. I was gonna say a deep Topher. Uriel is a little more, slow because he did the the Lupa check, so it kind of added a couple extra minutes to it. But if he go modes this, another half wipe from me Nagmas, we've got an even fight here, and it comes down to, did UrielMan come into Topher with the same encounter steps, or is he on a different one? Because if he hasn't been hard resetting like Danny has, he might not run into him.
Uriel does have the key. Key was right here in the less than greater than room. Clearing up a question from chat. UrielMan headed to the cube teleporter. So it's not our fiends that rolled bad. Well, we don't know. I mean, there could be something nasty here.
Oh, there's Zap. That's going to take out a couple. Oh, no. Because we have the black shirt, the black mage is actually protected from the time element.
Uriel's still opening boxes as Danny gets through Lich one more time. Plenty of life too. So having 3 life 2 casters is gonna make sure that Danny survives these fiends pretty well. The Trance Akimas, on the other hand, little scarier. Question from chat: what's a hard reset? Hard reset is when you hit the power button, which completely resets the entire encounter table. A soft reset would be pushing the reset button on your NES, which just advances the encounter table by 1 position. And there's a white shirt. It's a nice find.
I mean, that white mage doesn't have any armor on, so yeah. And Danny, as was pointed out by Crepix, everything's unrunnable.
Yeah,
so far, in everything just happened to roll unrunnable here in the fire floor of Temple of Fiends Revisited. And I know Danny right now is breathing a sigh of relief right now. She would definitely rather be fighting these than the Agmas right now.
Flame armor, that's good for that ninja. You can now move that opal bracelet down to your black mage. Get that thief some elemental resistance. I would also probably move that. I would probably give him that silver shield up to the ninja too, but keeping that power gauntlet there. And more Grey Worms for Danny here.
Oh, thank you, Grey Worms, for showing up. We appreciate you a lot more than you realize.
And we're preserving all of our charges, just having them wait. And we're going to take this the slow way with just black shirts, and now we're going to throw out a nuke. So where were all of our ribbons and masa? If anyone's going to find it, it's going to be UrielMan, unless they're in the validation checks or in the key lock. And we make it to carry 2. We're going to open up with some Invis 2s.
Danny definitely didn't play around. She said, nope, I'm not stopping just in case it messes it up. Nope. Oh, Death Touch carry. Hello. Bye, Fizz.
So
Okay.
Invis 2, the right play here. So we're going to keep piling those Invis 2s on. Or no, we're just, no thank you, have some nukes. 194 from a nuke, another 194 from a nuke, and a 167. I was hoping for 3 194s. That would have been pretty neat. Maybe you want to go roll a D400 in the casino.
More nukes come out. Oh, random. I think she meant to cast nuke there. Nuclear. Oh no. High roll on the Zap character. Oh no. You gotta hope that this nuke kills it. There it is.
There it is. Okay, so Danny gets through the nuke, the fire floor from hell, and is able to quickly pick her party back up, courtesy of that level 2 life too. Gonna blow through these heal pods. Aerial Man still not satisfied with his in-game gear loadout, still opening boxes despite being in go mode. Finds another katana.
And dual
Looking
wielding
for that masa. Looking for that masa. Heal pot and masa gotta be in key lock, because that is every box, because Danny cleared Sky 3. Got rewarded with a white shirt and a defense. I'm sorry, Euroman got the white shirt. She got the defense and the Vorpal on Sky 3. And have some more unrunnable green C-shaped sea creatures.
There is so many unrunnables. That fire floor was just loaded with stuff to slow you down. And you know, you had the trance revolutionary Agamas, then that followed up with nuke. I believe that was turn 1 nuke if you got unlucky. It could happen. And then you have carry with death touch. All those levels that she got, I mean, most people would enter in like, 22, 24 and stuff like that. Those extra levels kind of helps out pretty big here.
And I mean, bright side here is Danny knows that Chaos won't have death touch. Right? It's a bright side.
Hopefully. Maybe.
There's only one of them. There's only one of them.
No, but we do have paralyzing and stone touch that could be possible.
Equip that power. Equip that power bond.
Oh, she's going with the Vorpal. She must have seen Wilkliosis in chat and equipped the Vorpal.
We're going to full round of buffs, and Viz 2 coming out, raising the evasion of the entire party. A nuke comes out. 168, not doing much. Kraken 2 not punching too hard. We're able to survive this first round easy enough. Now we're going to throw out a Lock 2. We're going to throw out another Invis 2. We're going to throw out another Power Bonk, charge up that Vorpal a little bit more. And I would imagine throw a Fade, so keep them coming. Keep that damage building. We haven't seen Cure 4 just yet. Another Lock comes out. Kraken 2 not punching hard enough to get rid of any of these spellcasters. As Uriel Man grabs his Vorpal and defense sword. Danny using her swinging with that Vorpal, 6 hits, 719. Vorpal doing Vorpal things, living and dying by the crits. That time it was living.
You all doubted the Vorpal. How dare you all? That's in chat.
Nobody doubted the Vorpal in chat.
They were all doubting the Vorpal earlier. Danny proving them wrong. I got your back, Wilkliosis. The Vorpal hype. See? The Ragnarok and chat over there.
And here comes Trance from the Wiz Vamps. Hopefully that... Okay, Heal 3 comes out, so we know that the Trance nuke wasn't Medusa script now. Because we did not see Heal 3 on the Agamas. That would have been a heck of a time to learn that that was the Medusa script.
Medusa and nukes, please.
And here comes Tia 2 as Uriel Man's making his final preparations. He's got 4 boxes to open, and then he is going to enter the teleporter maze, enter the Bridge of Destiny, get those blessed RNGs in chat, and let's see if Uriel Man digs up a robot friend as Danny takes on Tia 2. And we're going to power bonk, fire off a fast, and here comes the nuke. Big unresisted nuke there, 300 damage. Another nuke, 124. Tia's like, no, don't do that. I'm just going to take that back. And now we know that the Cure 4 is out of the pool, so now we're just going to stand on that damage pedal, fire off some nukes. 179. Vorpal swing, 5 hits, 522. Lots of crits. Another nuke, 160. Here comes the third one. 158. Down goes Danny's speed and power from her mentor, Lord Fizzlebeef, and she is through to the final floor Danny prepares to take on Chaos.
The Ultimate Fiend Chaos. Oh, so have we seen anything? We've seen
Death Touch.
Yeah.
No nukes. We've seen
a nuclear.
We've seen a nuclear.
That was from Carrie.
And here we go.
So this could be awful.
Open up. Invis, fast, defense, lock 2. Invis 2, good turn order there. Lock 2, even better turn order. Chaos punches, keeps Zap up, so Invis helping Zap stay alive. We're gonna nuke, we're gonna fight. Nope, one more defense, just for good measure. Get 5 stacks of evasion up. Nuke comes in, 152 defense, 5 stacks of evasion. Down goes Zap to a Chaos Punch. Lock 2 rolls in. We're going to nuke. We're going to defense. Full evasion cap on Fizz once that defense sword goes. Nuke rolls in, 166. Down goes Delb. Nuke fires off, 135. Defense. Fizz is now evade capped. We're going to keep trucking with the damage. Nope, we're going to Vorpal up. We're going to power up that Vorpal. Fade. 240, big roll from Fade. Another Fade. We're swinging. 147 from Chaos. 185 damage, so Fade. There we go. 8 hits, 290. Vorpal breaking through. And what are we going to do? We're out of Cheeky Brack. And we're going to Power Bonk. Brack comes in, ineffective. And Chaos punishes her for it. Rub comes out. He's trying to take out Zoe. Vorpal swings. 3 hits, 338. Brack comes out. Ineffective. Okay. One more Cheeky Brack and a swing from the Vorpal. Down goes Zoe. It's man mode time for Fizzle. 2 hits, 251. Dani3883 kills Chaos. Official time of 2:05:15. Dani3883 wins her first match in the 2020 spring tournament. Get those GGs in chats for Dani.
That's right. She had a goal. She said she was going to go 0-6, but she came in here and she played a very excellent game. And whoa, hey there.
We got a robot friend. We got a robot friend. We're going to take this fight. Man. He was memeing all over the place earlier in the Dwarf Cave. He knows what the people want to see. He's going to take this Warmech fight. And Warmech's like, have some Bane, bro. So we got the Invis 2, and now we're just running. Here's a nuke, so Warmech doing Warmech things. Slow 2. So Warmech holding on to the nasties with the Bane, the nuke, the slow 2. It's a pretty nasty Warmech.
And we will be having an interview with our winner today, Dani3883, very shortly. She's probably recovering after that intensive volcano or the fire floor that she had to go through. And, probably excited as all heck because she won. So once we get in here, we'll definitely have to interview her there and see how her nerves are holding up. So we found our Warmech. Warmech was not kind and barged through the door. Oh my gosh, Dani. Just because you went 1-0 doesn't mean you have to barge through that door so loudly.
I'm sorry.
GG, Dani.
Thanks. Hey, Caleb, got a question.
Yes.
Remember the last thing maybe not the last thing, but like next to the last thing I said to you before it started?
I was thinking.
Think happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts when you roll the seed. I don't think you thought enough happy thoughts, Caleb.
I mean, the seed wasn't that bad until that fire floor.
Oh.
So there was a lot of fetch quests and both loose being required. Definitely sort of drug this one out a little bit.
Just a little.
But what were your thoughts running through this seed, Dani?
Every time I found something, hoping it was progression, then it was fetch quest after fetch quest, and it was not finding what I wanted, and then it was finding floater really late and going, well, I should have came here first, and I'm probably way behind, way behind. And then after that, it was trying to find the loose item and dear Lord, where's a sword? Because I didn't think I was ever going to find one of them either. And even when I had the ones, which you may have noticed, I wasn't even sure which might work better. So I just kept checking and tinkering because, well, figured at some point something had to work. But it just, oh, that was something. Sure was. Good job, Caleb. You rolled just a great scheme, buddy.
You're welcome, Danny.
Hey, I mean, at least you were done 45 minutes earlier than the one that I rolled for people. So, I mean,
well, I guess you have a point. However,
yeah. I mean, let's be honest here. You got to the fire floor, and you obviously didn't do the same thing because I think you hard resetted right before Temple of Fiends, right?
Uh-huh.
So you obviously did a soft reset after you got, well, yeah, nucleared out or nuked out.
Nuked, yeah. It was trance, so then they stunned everybody and I couldn't go anywhere. And then it was cremate, and then I believe some more cremate, and then they've got nuke too, that's fun. And then like more trance and more cremate. Oh, and some more nuke. It's a good thing I don't play with a webcam, because the look on my face when I wiped Tagamas with nuke was just, yeah. Oh my gosh.
So I mean, was there any? So at one point you did waterfall, you did the seaside of things.
Uh-huh.
And then you went up and you did Titan's Trove into Sarda. And because you had the rod, was there anything in the Lord Fizzlebeef's teachings or for you to actually want to go Earth, or were you just like, no, I'm not going there?
No, like, I thought about it because I got the rod early, and it's one of those things, well, like, maybe the seed's trying to tell me something. And I was like, but I don't want to. So, I didn't, though. Doing C was funny because I had the Oxyl and was there, and I had warps. So I was good enough to go out and get my item and get out, and I was like, okay. So I was like, and I was there, and I'm like, no, I'm here. I've got like level 3 Brack. I'll be all right. I can get through. I didn't see anything bad or nasty when I did like mermaids, so I figured getting through I would be fine. Brack would work. Maybe. Yeah, it's just. And then thinking back on the other day, I remember how many times Bizzled wiped doing the same thing, and at one point thought maybe I shouldn't have, but I get the crack and I think it's all good. And then I went through how many Bracks and none of them worked, and almost everybody in my party was dead when one finally worked. And then I could breathe.
Yeah, your team was talking about that, and now we've got UrielMan has kind of officially entered Temple of Fiends Revisited. There was some slight differences between you two, obviously. Had to leave out of Volcanoes, so I had to go back and do the carry fight after clearing out everything and almost dying to the zombie dragons.
No.
Yeah, I mean, there's some slight things, but I have to admit, both of you ran pretty much the same. I mean, there was some route divergence, but then you both went into ice. The only difference is you were able to accomplish a lot more exploring before going into ice, so you had that advantage. And so we were like, oh, it's maybe one deep, Topher dive, and he can catch up, but because he's a little bit newer, it's a little more inexperienced with the menuing and stuff like that. He's kind of fallen a little bit more behind. But I mean, as Caleb has pointed out, this is his first time that he's got a chance to like really beat a 3 hour seed, and he's doing a heck of a job. I'm impressed.
Yeah, he is. Like, I felt bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous, and I felt like I played the beginning of that really, really just horribly. But like once I kind of figured out, like decided where I was going, stuff, I kind of felt good about the decisions. I may or may not have done a happy dance when I found that key.
I mean, I don't blame you on that one.
I did check a few more boxes because again, it was like, where's a sword when you need one? I thought at one point I was just gonna be like swinging the Bane sword in Topher, and then so then I found, what was it, defense and Vorpal on Sky 3. I think that's where I found them.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, that's where you found it. So your co-op partner.
Yes.
Spell Zap.
The better
Wanted
half
to
of that
ask you.
team.
Well, I mean, that's kind of debatable. I mean, he's all right, but he wanted to know is those C-shaped, as Zap comes out and punishes UrielMan, so Lich not playing around. I believe that's the Masa? Did he find a Masa? Did I miss the Masa here?
If he found it, I'd like to know where it was.
But, so what I was going to say is so he was wondering how those C-shaped Sahags were, because you ran into so many of them. At any point were you thinking of maybe not doing a hard reset and running into them every single time?
I did. I'd be lying if I said it was about like saving it. And then when I did do a hard reset, I would try, but it didn't matter how many times I saved. I just kept. I'm pretty sure I spent half that seed just slowed on a boat somewhere.
I mean, you literally got anchored down by those C-shaped Sahags.
Like, I should have just, like you said, anchored down, went fishing, something. I don't know. It was just...
All right, let's pay attention here. Agama's very dangerous here.
Oh,
Wiped out our winner. Mute comes out first. That is not good. We still are worried about the nuke, but it looks like we have a chance here. Trance hasn't come out yet, and these Agmans are playing a lot nicer than what Danny had to play against. So, Danny, I don't know what you did. You must not have fed them or something, because they really didn't like you.
No, they didn't. They really didn't. And I didn't even know, like, I guess I was so shocked and traumatized by what happened the first go-round that I forgot they were unrunnable till I just saw it on there, so...
Oh yeah, those Agmos.
The second time through, I think I ran into every gray worm in the game.
But you were happy about it, though, weren't you?
Well, I don't know if I'd say that.
Okay, well, I mean, you were less
it was
worried.
better than Agama's.
Yeah, and that's what I said to Caleb. I'm like, those are unrunnables. Those are sucking up resources and time, but I would rather see those than those Agamas with non-elemental trance.
Right.
So Carrie comes out. This, for anybody that kind of forgets, has Death Touch, a good amount of swings, has a nuclear that is the first skill. So, but our health pool is pretty decent, minus that Black Mage at the bottom. Stun comes out. That's good. We are able to get our evasion stacks up. UrielMan is in pretty good shape here. Wall is kind of just helpful here. More defenses. Carry swings, only one hit, so only one chance to get Death Touch. This is good. We still have to watch out for that nuclear. What's that White Mage going to do at this point? Offense? Yep, we're going to save our charges of Fade just in case. Another swing for 3 hits. Not much. 4 hits for 90. Masa comes out. 10 hits, 711. I don't know where you got that Masa, but it's doing work.
Yeah, Danny's gonna ask. Because Danny would like to know.
I didn't see it earlier, so he must have got it in Skyfloor 2, maybe?
Yeah. There, or maybe in Earth. Earth?
Oh, the Temple of Fiends locked. He checked Temple of Fiends locked.
Oh.
I think that's where he got it. We were all so busy celebrating your win and giving mad praise to UrielMan for the way he's ran, and I know I'm saying it again, but I mean, for somebody whose experience has been less, only one time under 3 hours, this is a big jump, and he's playing it really well.
Yeah, and I know we talked before this, and he seemed nervous. So I'm really, really glad he's doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it is a katana with a sprite change, but I mean, it's kind of in that weird thing, because the thief either way would have the 5 hits.
I know you answered a second ago, and I was gonna ask, but that was Death Touch the carry had, huh?
Oh yeah.
Because like I wasn't quite paying attention, and then all of a sudden my knight's dead, and I went, did she have Death Touch or did she just hit that hard? I was like, crap. Well, I guess it's all nukes from here on out.
And that was a good call. So interesting here. I thought so. Okay, so with that being the thief, yeah, because that's the fighter up front. Okay, so that is the thief with a katana. Okay, it just has the Masa sprite associated with it. Kraken doing Kraken things. Bye bye Black Mage. We don't have any temper casters. We do have a power bonk. We do have a defense. Yep, there's the katana. You can see it in the item selection screen for UrielMan. Invis 2 trying to evade. Using the knight as a tank, I like it. There's enough equipment on that thief to be able to take that not so powerful shot from Kraken. Kraken's next turn, Poison Touch. Power bonking. We're going to raise our accuracy, raise our damage of our weapons. Kraken got upset with the white mage, decided to take a swing at it. We neutralized the poison. 2 hits for 382. The katana showing why it's a very good weapon. White mage. Ninja's going to power bonk some more. The defense sword's not doing much. Kraken says, that's nice evade, but I'm still hitting you with 8 tentacles. Miss. Big shot from the defense sword. Finally able to get some crits and cut through that armor. Caleb, you got any more questions for our winner here? I mean, she's coming in 1-0. She's gunning for you if you win.
Yeah, that's a large
Seasonators over there too.
I've been joking all week. It's like I want you one week because it's like we're going on a podcast. But bright side also to getting you if you win tomorrow and I get you next week, you can't roll the seed.
She's more worried about the seed than
I am not confident in my ability to beat Cheesenator. That guy's super good. I would love to think that I would advance to the 1-0 bracket, but I'm not banking on that. Cheesenator is too good for me to say that. But UrielMan, we'll come back to that. UrielMan pulling Tia 2. We're going full. It looks like he's going full buffs, doing Saber on the ninja, defense with the knight. Tia, paranoid, fires out the Cure 4 just in case. So it's good information for UrielMan to have. We know that Tia has less than like 700 or 800 HP. So once we start loading in that damage, Fire 3 gonna make that ninja feel bad. But here comes the fast, here comes the Saber, and I imagine now's the time where we stand on that damage pedal and start ripping into Tia. So we're gonna swing with the and then we're gonna fire off a white shirt and we're gonna fast up the ninja. So perfect timing, big hit, 7 hits for 952, and followed up with 8 hit. Wow. So those sword sisters up top, cutting through Tia, no effort whatsoever. Questions for Danny. Sorry, Danny. I was listening to your post game interview. I was getting the next race set up because we have so much going on right now with the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament 2020. I was getting a race room set up for our next race. It's going to be starting here in about half an hour on Speed Gaming 3 between One Fine Day and It's Paranoia. So that'll be one worth watching. It'll be me and Cyclone doing the broadcast there. And here we go with Chaos doing the full.
Been attacked by Warmech there. We have a robot voice. Are you okay over there, Caleb? Have you survived the robot apocalypse?
Oh, is my audio messed up?
Yeah, you sound like a robot. It's fine.
I think you're good now.
Big swing by the katana for one hit, 99 damage. Chaos once again proving that those wings are good for evading attacks. We're gonna power block on the fighter who's got the defense sword. The ninja in a second slot has got saber coupled, but the problem is Chaos is evasive. Ninja swing 239, pretty good swing. More power blocks on the defense sword wearing knight. More lock. We're finally able to actually slow down Chaos. 2 hits, 2 damage. Can't cut through the armor, though. Ninja swing. Katana. 3 hits, 304. Come on, UrielMan. Get under that 2 hours and 30 minutes. Show it. More lock 2s. Katana swing. Big hits for 4 hits for 437. Chaos can't hit broadside of a barn. Swing it out. Let's go. Use that nuke. All right, we're gonna lower the evade some more. Increase our evasiveness. Fire 3. That's chip damage to us at this point. Katana swings. Ooh, 432. GG. Nice job, UrielMan. 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 54 seconds. What a great race for him.
Yay, GG! I'm glad. Yeah, he did well. That makes me happy. I'm glad he did well.
That was very impressive. As I said, a newer runner here. It's done a lot of sprite customization, as you can see there. Talked to Caleb, said that he didn't have very many, or this was his first run under 3 hours that he did seed before this one, and he's already improved by more than a half hour already. So, heck of a nice job by him. And we're gonna see if we can get him in for a quick interview here.
Yeah. I just was talking to him in the SRL room. He's going to come in here for an interview. Just waiting for that invite to get sent out to him.
I gotta admit, Caleb, I'm really glad that you're the one who took up the tracking duties, because I know we decided to split it, but you decided to do most of it, and I appreciate that, because I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to be tracking too.
It's okay. It's okay, Dangle. I'm used to carrying the slack when I'm around you.
The Team Delb right there. Not as good as Team Aleb or Caleb, but you know.
Yeah, Team Caleb. We're going to be doing I'm going to be on the mic all day today, so it'll be me and Cyclone at 7, and then later tonight at 11:30 or 11, something like that. I got to look at the schedule again. Going to be joining Ale in the booth, so.
Hey,
We
now.
have so many FFR races for you to check out.
Because you mentioned it. Let's not. Whatever. My little black mage Delp did good work. I wasn't sure what I was gonna name it, because I always name my black mage something different. I was like, how can I combine their names? And I started to do. It was like, what was it? It was just all the words, but I was like, that one looks weird enough that it's kind of funny. We're just gonna name the black mage Delp today.
Oh, and there is UrielMan. We're going to bring UrielMan into the booth. UrielMan, GG on that run, dude.
GG.
Finally.
Dude, you ran a really clean race, man. I think you watched this VOD back kind of pick up what Dangwu and I were talking about, and you're going to start melting time off your races here. That was really good, dude.
I actually started to believe at some point, but then I saw that done and said, oh, well.
Yeah, this was I mean, even then, when you were clearing out Sky, and Danny was in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, there was still a moment where the door was left open for you, where Danny saw a bunch of nasty stuff on the fire floor of TOFR that you didn't get to see. So you had the opportunity to catch up, but Danny leveraging her veteran knowledge of encounter manipulation, was able to get those Agamas out of her way on her second dive.
Gopher was kind to me for once.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, dude. You ran a good clean run with a party comp that is the comp that I ran as a kid, the fighter thief white black. So it's a strong comp. It's get access to all the magic, all the fun swords you want to be able to swing. What was going through your mind throughout the seed while you were racing this, man?
Yeah, this party, the one I used when I first played the game. I decided to use it again, and when I first found the canal, I thought I might be ahead, but then I started to do some questionable choices, like going to Crescent so early, and I don't know. During the whole thing, I was thinking if I should keep opening boxes or not, but those ribbons, I wanted the ribbons.
Yeah, the ribbons were pretty few and far between in this seed. I think both of you only found the one ribbon in Mirage 1. But Uriel, man, going back to your early Crescent play, like, it was something that Dangwu and I were both commenting on. It was a heads-up play, because had the old men been holding on to the floater, Danny was doing the left side of the Intercontinent, the Elfland stuff, and if you had found that early floater, that would have kind of blown the doors open a little bit for you, because it was probably about 10 minutes before Danny went to Crescent Lake, so could have been a huge advantage early on for you. So it's definitely a cheeky gamble that could have paid out, man. Don't feel bad about making that call.
Yeah, I also thought that I should have gone to Ice sooner, and I regret going to Marsh because it was a bust.
Yeah, but Marsh is one of those things that, again, we were talking about it. It's a gamble. This whole tournament is about gambles, and had that paid out, if there was a Masa there, if there was a ribbon there, I mean, you got the Sun Sword out of there, which was pretty nice. The only thing about the Marsh Cave is when you were in there and you checked that crown box, the room immediately to the right of that, there's another treasure chest in there that's not linked to any others that we were.
The nerds, I mainly forgot. I thought about it for a split second, but then say no, there's nothing there. But but
both Dang and I, and like all of chat's heart kind of dropped when you skipped that chest, because we're like, what if that's the loose? Because if that's the loose, then rip run, like, you're not coming back there till very late. So, but luckily it was nothing that you needed, because you beat the seed without that box. But all in all, dude, very strong run. If I were facing you in the 0-1 pool, I would not take that match lightly, because you watch this VOD back, you'll find little ways to save yourself some time, route things a little bit better, and you're going to start melting time off your races in no time.
Yeah, what I saw of your Topher dive, you did really well. I got a little scared. I was having Agama flashbacks from when they nuked me to death, and Agamas had like trance, they had cremate, and then they had nuke, and they kicked my butt. So I'm glad you didn't see that, and your Topher dive was a lot easier than mine.
I just saw the Agamas and said, "Hey, XP."
Right? Normally I'd agree, and then. No, they had other plans for me today.
Well, that's random for you.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I don't want to keep anybody longer. I'd love to keep chatting, but we do have 2 races that are about to get going here. One's actually going right now, and another one over on Speed Gaming 3 that's going to be taking off very shortly. It's Paranoia versus One Fine Day, as Caleb mentioned earlier. And we also have Brat versus ex-Russian Bishop over on Randomizer also. So lots of matches, more matches coming up. I think we got like 5 or 6 more still throughout the night. So if you like FFR, we've got action for you.
More FFR than you can handle.
Ain't that the truth?
And if you can't handle it tonight, let me tell you, we are working on an official YouTube that I have pinned earlier. If you need to look it up, Final Fantasy Randomizer, look it up on the users on the YouTube. You'll be able to catch it up. And we will be keeping it updated as our broadcast partners upload or export all the videos. So if you miss a race, we'll have it up there. They also have it up on their YouTubes too, so make sure to check them out because they are awesome for letting us broadcast all of our content. So thank you to Speed Gaming. Thank you.
Yep, and with that, we'll pass the mic around, get final thoughts on this seed. The first round of Swiss in the books for both of you. Uriel, man, going into the 0-1 pool, not going to be an easy win for anybody. What are your final thoughts, man?
I don't know. Just keep practicing. I definitely gonna go and watch the race and see what can I improve because I had absolutely no idea what I did or how I did.
You just blacked out. I get it. Danny, our winner, advancing to 1-0. We'll talk later, Danny. But final thoughts, man?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I know some of the people who've already won this week, and I'm already scared of the reveal show on Monday. A little worried. That was fun. I too will be looking back on that and looking at some of the dumb I did to make sure I don't do those dumb things next week. But Caleb, you're not allowed to roll my seed next week either. But no, that was fun, and yeah, and so thanks to Speed Gaming for having us today. Team Delp on the comms and tracking. I'm sure y'all did great. You guys are awesome.
That's pretty good.
Uriel, it was a pleasure to race you today, and I hope, like I said, I know you were nervous beforehand, but if nothing else, I hope you had a lot of fun today, and everyone who's watching, come join the Discord and hang out with us. We're pretty cool, alright people, and we have fun, and we like to play, and you can come play with us, or even if not, you just like watching the races. The Discord is the easiest and the best place to find out when our races are. You can get a spectator role, and then we'll bother you with a lot of pings letting you know when we have all our races, because right now we have like 10 a day, but you just have a lot to watch. So yeah, it was fun, and I thank you guys for all doing this today.
Danny, it was our pleasure. I'm going to pass the mic to Dangwu to bring us home, but it's been a pleasure calling this race for you both. I'm looking forward to seeing what both of you do in the later rounds of the Swiss tournament. I don't want to race either of you.
But I want to go on the podcast, Caleb.
I think you know somebody that might be able to get you on there. But I'm going to go ahead and let Dangwu bring us home. Thank you, Speed Gaming. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys.
Well, on that note, just want to say I am Dangwu, the other half of Team Delb. That was your broadcast party here today. Caleb, honor, pleasure, all that good stuff. Danny, fantastic job. UrielMan, fantastic job also. First time getting to watch you, and like Caleb says, couple more races, or a couple more under your belt, and you're going to be shedding time. I mean, you're already going to be shedding time after watching this, almost guaranteed. So you are a person to watch moving on once you get more experience. Thank you, everybody else. We're going to get you out of here. Plenty of races coming up, so make sure to check them out. And I'll see you in Discord. If not, see you in Twitch chat. Y'all have a good night. Peace.